I'm Susan. Welcome to Dancing Water and welcome to your Dancing Water daily practice. Today, an Ajna practice, a self-guided practice. Ajna is a Sanskrit word that means inner knowing or intuition, and we use the Ajna practice as an opportunity to be our own teacher. Today, making friends with breaking habit. If you take any of my classes, whether they are the nourishing movement classes, Nia classes, or um, any variation on my movement classes, you know that I talk about and teach about breaking habit a lot. Habit can sneak in underneath the radar of our consciousness so easily. It's the way our brains are designed. And it takes mindfulness and attention to notice the habits that we hold, whether they're in our bodies or in other aspects of our lives. Our brains are designed to make it super comfortable to be in habit. And it can be a question is why would you want to break habit? Why not allow your brain to go on autopilot and use less energy? Well, there are lots of reasons. On the physical body, when we use the body in a consistent, habitual way, we can get entrained almost what happens is there's no choice that we can only do what we do in a certain way if we don't pay particular attention and make a conscious effort to break habit. So, for example, if I only sit a particular way, if I only walk a particular way, if I only stand a particular way, the physicality, the muscles, the connective tissue becomes entrained and there is no flexibility. It makes us much more prone to injury and pain and discomfort in the body if there isn't the flexibility of options. The other thing that happens when we make the conscious choice to break habit is that it rewires our nervous system. It changes the neural pathways in our bodies and allows us to not only move with more possibility, but to think, to see more possibilities. So there are lots of ways of approaching this. And one of the things that I say is to get familiar with the discomfort of breaking habit. Make friends with the sensation of breaking habit. So here's a good example. You can do this right now by just letting yourself lace your fingers and feel the sensation of this. Very likely, whatever position you have just taken with your hands is your habit. So first, here, notice what this feels like. What does it feel like to lace your fingers the way that you tend to lace your fingers? And now, switch the lace. Switch to the other direction. Notice the sensation of it feeling at least a little bit uncomfortable. I sometimes call this the oogie feeling. Notice that we're talking about discomfort here. We're not talking about pain. We're not talking about uh, forcing ourselves through pain. We're talking about taking our bodies in ways that are unfamiliar, but very possible. So notice now what it feels like to be in the habit breaking sensation. And you can do the same thing with crossing your arms, like you're going to read somebody the riot act right now, just crossing your arms and feel what it feels like. Whatever you've just done with your hands and arms, it's very likely this is your habit. Now, switch the cross of your arms. And again, feel what that oogie sensation is. This is the way that we get comfortable with discomfort. This is the way that we make friends with breaking habit. So my invitation for your Ajna, your self-guided practice today, is to really notice a few of your habits. How do you sit? Check it out as you've been sitting at a meal or watching TV or at your desk. Pause and without changing anything, check it out. How am I seating? I'll show you. This is how I sit, like this. Right knee up, left knee down. This is how I sit. This is my habit. I catch myself doing it all the time. And then I invite myself to do something differently, knowing that this is a benefit not just to my body, but to my mind and my nervous system too. Notice how you stand in the kitchen, waiting in line, standing out anywhere, out in the world. Notice how you stand. How do your feet position? How are your hips? What do you do with your hands? Notice how you stand, and then make a conscious choice to stand a different way. You can do it with walking. You can do it with how you position yourself when you're gardening, when you're cooking. How do you do what you do and make a choice? Here's the thing. The more that we can be uncomfortable and yet comfortable with that sensation, the more that we can be comfortable with the discomfort that will inevitably arise in other aspects of our lives outside of our bodies. So that difficult conversation, when somebody calls you on your shit, noticing how can I stay present with my discomfort, even though it's uncomfortable, right? Reading something uncomfortable, learning something uncomfortable, speaking something uncomfortable. These are skills that are essential for skillful living. And one way in is to start with your body. So the more we get comfortable with the oogie sensation, the more we can step into the edges of other parts of our lives too. I would love to hear what you discover when you are making friends with breaking habit. Please leave a comment below. Reach out to me at my blog at focuspocusnow.com or at my website, susanmccully.com. As always, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please like and share videos. It helps spread this net of love to anybody who needs it, no matter what their circumstances. I'm very grateful that you came to practice with me today. Go out and take the practice with you. Until soon, friends. Take care. Mwah.